Linkin Park comes out of nowhere and drops an unreleased track from Metora. Like, what? Mind blowing. Hey, I'm Joel Wanasek. I'm a pro mixer and co-founder of nailthemix.com, the coolest place to learn how to mix music on the internet. And today we're going to react to Lost by Linkin Park. Like, what an awesome thing to do to put this out. I can't wait to hear this song. So let's break down this mix and have a listen to it. Here we go. Classic right out of the gate. Okay, we got the EDM drums, right? We've got the synth. I love it. Mix sounds huge. I love it. Listen to that bottom end. I just love the weight. Okay, so a couple things going on here. First off, we have guitars, which are super bright. Listen to the guitars. Listen. Not a lot of low end in them. Very bright, very separated. And I believe Manny Marroquin mixed this song from at least what I've seen credited. So it sounds fantastic. Okay, first thing, we got the guitars. They're super bright. They're very like high pass. There's not a ton of sub in them. But take a listen to what's going on in the bottom end of this mix. There's like a sine wave just pushing in the sub, just down there, just holding, demolishing the bottom end, making it sound super fat. You have like an EDM kind of kick. Nice fat kick, nice fat sine wave. It's 100% electronic and it's just down there. The guitars are out of the way. The synths are occupying the mids. Cymbals kind of in the background, and then you've got the electronic drum loop on top. Just a scar. How amazing is it to hear Chester's voice? R.I.P. Chester, one of the most iconic, greatest vocalists of our generation. I mean, talk about somebody whose legacy just inspired. Literally everybody in active rock is trying to copy the sound that Chester invented and like the style of singing and he made famous. So it's just such an awesome move to see a band release something like this, you know, to pay tribute and homage. So let's check out these vocals. Somewhere down inside of me. Oh, they're mixed so good. Okay, we have a nice airy top end to them. They're very high pass. There's not a ton of bottom in them. I mean, he's also singing kind of up in the top of the range. There's a lot of air to them. Very nice and mid forward. Let's check out the effects. Something I cannot repair. Nice subtle delay. And I like the really anthemic spread on the reverb. It's almost like a pop vocal, right? So if you think about pop vocals, sometimes we'll use these like really long cavernous reverbs that have this very long decay to them. And there's definitely some of that going on. So it's mixed like a pop vocal. I love that. It sounds amazing. Something I cannot. And I love how everything else in the mix is just kind of out of the way here, you know, and it's like you have Chester up front and center. I mean, you know, if we're going to bring a song back here in this situation, I feel like the whole band and the mixer made the cognitive decision here to place the vocal as the star of the show. I mean, you just have to. I mean, it's like everything and all the mix decisions are based off that. It's very obvious and it sounds phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenal. What a great vocal mix. Oh my God. Okay, what's going on in the background here to support it? Let's check this out. We've got bass guitar super tucked in there behind a very loud electronic kick. Listen to the bass. I pretend it isn't there. It's in there, but it's quiet. Okay, we have a lot of top end loop. We got that like a shaker kind of in the background behind this top end hi-hat loop that kind of gives it the groove. So it's like click and top end loop are driving the groove, and then you've got like the synth kind of in the mid-range, and then, you know, you've got some more subtle elements just behind it in the background. Nothing steps on the vocal, everything's out of the way, but at the same time, you still get your head bobbing. I pretend it isn't there. I love the record scratches. Bring in the extra vocals with the airy, whispery, kind of like soft, angsty stuff. I'm trapped in yesterday. Bring in like a little bit of a cello kind of keyboard string sound there to kind of add some tension. And I'll never break away. Here comes a big ass chorus. Let's go. I'm lost. Yeah. All right, right out of the gate, what makes this hit? So first off, again, you bring the guitars in, they're not jamming quite as loud because you want to make attention to the vocal, but that big bottom end is there pushing and driving the sub in the bottom. And that makes it sound huge. And again, what I like is the simplicity and the pre-production of this, right? It's just like guitar, you know, all the synths and things like this are kind of out of the way. So you have room for the guitars and the vocals and like the cymbals and things like that, like the top loop up in the top end, and the bottom end is just kick, sub bass, and there's really kind of nothing else in the middle except there's like a held out synth, and then there's another one. Hear it? That's all mid-range. So you have the top of the mix, the bottom of the mix, and the mids, they have put the synths to support it, and it just opens it up so clear. It's a very separated mix. It has a lot of space to it. Vocals are doubled. They sound massive. Listen to how, like, you know, there's like a wet kind of like chorusing to them. And I love, again, the vocal effects here. You have that massive haul and massive delay on it. It sounds super epic. Listen to the tail of the word lost. Oh, it sounds so good. It's such a great mix. All right, so I like how they bring the string in here. Again, it's kind of tucked. You know, you've got all those nice throws and like just long decaying effects here on the voice. Okay, so second verse, same kind of mix as the first. Let's check out the bridge. All right, I love those little tension kind of like scratchy loop kind of, you know what I mean? Like that's really cool in the background here. We've got that high eerie synth to kind of like draw some like tension. Awesome decay. Listen to on the vocal delay. I love the sound of that delay, that like little bit of lo-fi delay. Check it out. Hear how on the space between the words, if you really listen, you can hear it kind of on the sides. It's quiet. Okay, I like how they bring the harmonies up right there. They're as loud as the main vocal to get your attention. It's definitely mixed to grab attention. What an anthemic bridge. Okay, I love how loud the ad-libs are mixed here. And if you had a really like glued mix that was super gelled, you wouldn't be able to pull that off because, you know, if you had like a super thick fat bass guitar and like really low-endy guitars and like, you know, cymbals smashing and tons of drum rooms and all that stuff, there's not enough space in the mix to get your vocal, that kind of vocal clarity. So like I said, all of the decisions in this mix were made to highlight the vocal here. And you can see, and it's very obvious in the way that it's mixed, by the clarity of the ad-lib against the back. It's just like, listen to this. It's great. Nothing gets in the way of anything else or steps in anything else. I mean, just brilliant mixing. Sounds insane. Oh, here we go. Big chorus. I love how loud like the hi-hat loop is here. It's on the very, very top end of the frequency spectrum. It's the highest thing frequency-wise in this entire mix, and it's just clanking around up there, driving that energy, giving that electronic rock feel. And I know we're here to talk about the mix and the song, but like, can we just talk about how amazing the animation in this video is? Like, I don't know who did this, and I don't know how any of that stuff works, but like, bravo. Seriously, it's really, really cool and fun to watch this video and listen to this amazing song. So, I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. I just love when a band does something like this because honestly, I feel like people in the public, if you don't work in the music industry, you don't understand how many unreleased songs that are probably amazing are sitting in somebody's archive in a shelf somewhere in a record label's, you know, dungeon vault. You know what I mean? So to have the band come back and release this song that never got put out, I think is just wonderful. It's a great tribute to Chester and his legacy. Again, Rip Chester, one of the greatest vocalists of a generation who inspired absolutely so much of what's going on in active rock. I mean, honestly, like how many bands in active rock now are just trying to be like modern Linkin Park? Well, here's a masterclass in how to do it right from the GOAT themselves. So Bravo. I love this. Let me know what you think of this song and this mix in the comments below. And of course, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell if you like this kind of content. Let me know what else you want me to break down and do a mix reaction on. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Joel Wanasek. I'm always doing all kinds of like mixing content and stuff like that. So thank you so much for watching. And if you want to learn how to mix music, check out nailthemix.com. I'll see you next time.